What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Talkin Sports with Jake. Hope we're all doing well. So today I'm just going to recap all of the trades in the MLB, the trade deadline coming up in 2 days from now. So we're going to go over all the moves that have happened, been a slew of moves these last couple of days. And then tomorrow we'll get into a bunch of our what's happening around the sports world. Let's get started. The Arizona Diamondbacks make a move to get A.J. Pook for the Miami Marlins for 2 prospects. Pook's overall had a decent year, 32 games, 4.4 ERA, 45 innings, 44 strikeouts against 23 walks. Numbers look a little pedestrian. Marlins tried putting him in the rotation to start the year. They were kind of forced. They've had so many injuries. Alcantara had Tommy John at the end of last year. Luzardo was battled injuries. Braxton Garrett's battled injuries. They've had a ton of injuries in the rotation. He really struggled, but since moving back to the bullpen, he's been phenomenal. That's the role he had last year. He came up with Oakland a bunch of years ago. Was a top prospect. Never really worked as a starter. Upon moving to the bullpen in Miami, he has actually become a solid reliever. Arizona makes the move. I think Arizona actually overpaid because Miami got back Davison De Los Santos, who's hitting 325 for 376 OPS and a 635 slugging, 28 bombs, 84 RBIs, and a 1011 OPS between AA and AAA this year. He's the number 2 prospect he also the number 2 prospect in the Arizona system. And they also got back Andrew Pintar, who he started in rookie ball, has advanced all the way to AA. He's hitting 285, 384 on base, 468 slugging, 9 bombs, 38 RBIs, 852 OPS on the season. He was the 29th ranked prospect in the Arizona system. So really good return from the Miami Marlins, getting a free agent to be, or actually, I think Pook's got 2 years left actually of arbitration. So you give a good reliever, but you get back 2 really good prospects, especially De Los Santos. We could see him at some point this year for the Marlins. He's been raking in AAA. No, he's not a great defender. I think people are still trying to find a spot for him. He may end up being a DH. So, but the guy can mash, at least so far. I mean, prospects are funny. Some of them work, some of them don't. Some of them you have a top prospect, one of the best in the baseball, who flops. Sometimes you have some random guy not even in the top 100 in the league, and he ends up being a great player. Vice versa as well. Just so many things that can go right and wrong with a lot of these prospects. So you just never know. But he's a Diamondback. Like as for the bullpen, they did need for that's for sure. The needs a lot of help. The Seattle Mariners made a big move, getting Randy Arozarena from the Tampa Bay Rays. So big move there. They get him for a couple of prospects. So Arozarena, who obviously in recent years had emerged as one of the best young sluggers in the entire game. He's had a really off year this year, has struggled. As of Travis Man, he was hitting just 211 of a 318 on base, 394 slugging, 15 home runs, 37 RBI, 712 OPS. So has not had a very good year this year. Because in the past, been a stud. He's had some incredible postseason moments, obviously. In return, Tampa gets back Aiden Smith, who's hitting 284, 402 on base, 470 slugging, 9 home runs, 42 RBIs, but 872 OPS in A-ball this year. You also get back a starting pitcher and Brody Hopkins, also in A-ball. 18 starts, 3.76 ERA, E3 and 2/3 innings pitched, 95 strikeouts against 40 walks. So we're going to get back 2 solid prospects for Randy Arozarena. Seattle needs as much offense as they can get. Paying like 218 as a team. They have maybe the best pitching staff in the league with the worst offense. Almost hilarious. They had 10-game lead on the Astros in the American League West. That's now completely dissolved. Astros obviously have caught up to them. But they need more bats. Julio Rodriguez has had a good year, but even for his standards, has not been his best. The rest of the crew has just been horrible. Ty France, who's an all-star 2 years ago, first baseman, who's been brutal these last 2 years. They just let him go. They cut him. So that's the guy. He's the guy who definitely has a lot of power, even if he's only hitting over 200 and he's striking out a lot and he's not having the year that he's accustomed to. He has 15 home runs this year. He's got a shot at 25 bombs this year. Maybe if he gets hot, he can get to 30. But he's got a lot of power, something that Seattle really needed. And I think it's a good return for Tampa. That was a pretty fair trade. To get back pretty good prospects as well. We could see in a couple of years. Boston Red Sox pick up James Paxton for a prospect. Obviously, a much more minor trade. Paxton hasn't had a great year with the Dodgers. He was actually just DFA'd. 18 starts with a 4.43 ERA, 89 innings, 64 strikeouts, 48 walks. He's getting older. He's had so many arm injuries in the past. Had to run his career a little bit. He's getting older. The Red Sox, they've had a lot of injuries in the rotation. Rotation's actually held together decently well, considering how many injuries, but they've had a lot of injuries, and this is a nice depth pickup. Had him last year. He pitched pretty well for them, and they bring him back. It's a solid pickup. And they don't give up much. They give up Moises Lavar in the Dominican Summer League is hitting .270 with a .364 on base, .423 slugging, 3 home runs, 19 RBI, 787 OPS. He's been solid. He's still really young. He's not going to be in the major leagues anytime soon. So it's the Dodgers will probably try and get anything for him since they were going to lose him for nothing. So I'll pick up for the Red Sox. How about the back end of their rotation? Phillies and the Orioles make a trade involving only major leaguers. Phillies get out there Austin Hayes from Baltimore. They send to Baltimore Sir Anthony Dominguez and Christian Pache. Dominguez is a reliever. Pache is an outfielder. Hayes overall hasn't had a great year. He's hitting 63 games, hitting .255, a .316 on base, .395, slugging 3 homers, 14 RBIs, 711 OPS. So that's not great to play, but is a batter defensively. Going their way to Baltimore, you have Dominguez, who hasn't had a great year. 38 games here, .475 ERA, 36 innings, 40 strikeouts against 12 walks. He has 1 save on the year. And Pache is here in 50 games, hitting just .202, .288 on base, .269. Slugging, 9 RBIs with no home runs, 557 OPS. I think this is a pretty good trade for both sides. Baltimore gets an upgrade for their 4th outfielder. Hayes, a little bit of a better hitter. Probably just as good as a defender as Pache. Both are really good defenders. Both came up as top prospects. Hayes came up in Baltimore. Pache actually came up in Atlanta. Then he was sent to the Phillies a year or two ago. But both haven't worked out the way that their teams wanted them to. But Hayes is still a solid 4th outfielder. Pache is not a bad guy to bring in for defense. Won't give you much with the bat whatsoever. As you see, he's hitting 200 over 550 OPS, but he's a good defender. And then Dominguez, in the past, has been a solid late inning reliever. He hasn't had a great year this year. He's had injuries in the past that have kind of thrown his career a little bit, but this gives the Orioles, for the Phillies, it gives them, well, not the worst. The Phillies, it gives them an upgrade. When it comes to depth in their outfield, picking up Hayes, he's an upgrade as a 4th outfielder, a 5th outfielder over Christian Pache. And Dominguez wasn't contributing a whole lot. You just made a move for a reliever that I'll get to very soon, very shortly. So you upgrade your bullpen either way. And then for Baltimore, you send out Hayes. Pache is probably a little bit of a downgrade as your 4th outfielder, but you have so many studs in the lineup. Gunnar Henderson, Adley Rutschman, Jordan Westbrook's been good. Ryan Mountcastle. You have so many great players in the lineup. Downgrading, on your benches a little bit, but still having defense doesn't mean a whole lot. And you pick up a piece for your bullpen. Something that they need. The rotation is healthy despite a lot of injuries. If the rotation never gets healthy, they'll be just fine. That lineup is maybe the best in the league. And their bullpen is good, but could use a little bit of work, and they get that with Dominguez. So I think a good move for both sides. Orioles make another move, getting Zach Eflin from the race for 3 prospects. This is a really good move for the Baltimore Orioles. Eflin's had a really good season for the Tampa Bay Rays. He's been pretty solid. 19 starts, ERA of 409, 110 innings, 87 strikeouts, 13 walks. He was with the Phillies for a while. Was not really able to stay healthy. Tampa signed him for 3 years last year. Had a really good year last year. Not quite as efficient this year. It was a little bit better last year, but still has been pretty solid. Orioles really needed a solid starter. They've had so many injuries. John Means had Tommy John again. You've had a bunch of guys that have missed a lot of time this year in that rotation. Outside Corbin Burns, who's obviously a stud. You've had a lot of guys going in and out. And you got a guy who the last couple of years has been finally able to stay healthy. He takes the ball every 5th day. He gives you some solid work. And this is a really good move for the Baltimore Orioles to pick him up. He signed for next year as well for like $18 million or something like that, which is pretty fair. Return, Tampa gets back Jackson Ballmeister. In 18 starts, he has a 3.95 ERA, 70 2/3 innings, 91 strikeouts against 43 walks in high A ball. Walks were a little bit high, 43 walks and 70 innings, a little bit high, but he's shown the potential he could be a solid starter in this league. Matthew Etzel also was in the deal. He's hitting 307, 379 on base, 479 slugging, 4 home runs, 37 RBIs, 857 OPS between high A and double A. He's swinging back very well. He's really good bat to ball guy so far in the minor leagues. And also Mac Horvath goes the other way. He's here hitting 233, 328 on base, 417 slugging, 9 home runs, 41 RBIs, 745 OPS in high A ball. He's just been okay. Overall play style return for the Rays. Look, I don't know where they're selling. Look, they missed their window. They're tapping out. They're getting as much as they can back for a lot of these guys. So they're selling off. I think it's the right move. And overall, they've done a good job. They got a good return for Randy Rosarena. You get they got a good return for Zach Eflin. Meesters looks like he can control his walks a little bit. Has a chance to be a very good starting pitcher. Matthew Etzel's a chance to be a really good hitter. Horvath is still coming out. He's kind of been okay, but we'll see what happens. But really good move by the Baltimore Orioles. So the Mets made a couple of moves. One minor move they made was picking up Ryan Stanek. 46 games this year, 4.38 ERA upon coming to the Mets. 39 innings, 44 strikeouts, 17 walks. This is a solid move. They don't give up much in the trade. There was one random prospect you give up. Bullpens have a lot of injuries here. Reed Garrett is hurt. Reed Foley is hurt. Daniel Nunez is hurt. Brooks Raley is out for the year. Drew Smith is out for the year. Diaz missed time this year. And now with losing Kalai Singer for the year, which was a horrible loss his first start. He blows out his calf and now he's out for the year. A really tough break for the Mets. So now they may be shifting to try and get a starter or post some bullpen help at the trade deadline. He's a solid middle reliever. He throws really hard. He's got very good stuff. He's very fiery. His walks, sometimes he gets a lot of control. 17 walks in 39 innings is actually pretty solid. But at times he's a little more inconsistent than others. Sometimes he has trouble finding the strike zone. But if he can find the strike zone, he's a very solid reliever. He's been around the block. He was in Tampa. He was in Miami. Now he was in Seattle. He's been kind of a year to year. 1 year he'll go out there and be really good. Next year he'll go out there and be not so good. Kind of like your typical mediocre middle reliever. But he's a solid middle reliever when he's on. Not a bad move, I think, for the Mets. Don't give up a whole lot. They also pick up Jesse Winker from the Washington Nationals. So I thought this was a good move for the Mets. Winker's had a really good season to this point. He's hitting over 250. He's got over 11 home runs this year. I think close to 50 RBIs. He's been very good. Tyler Stewart goes the other way in the trade. He's a solid prospect, by the way. The exact numbers on Winker I got on 257, 374 on base, 419 slugging, 11 bombs, 45 RBIs, 7.930 OPS. Stewart goes the other way. In 17 starts in Double-A this year, 3.96 ERA, 84 innings, 90 strikeouts against 20 walks. So he's showing the potential to possibly be a solid starter in this league. Mets have a lot of pitching prospects in the minor leagues that are ahead of him. He was the 17th ranked prospect in the system. Overall, fair trade. He's a guy that possibly could run the 9th rotation maybe next year. And Mets get a nice bat. He'll start in right field. They sent DJ Stewart down to the minors. Thank goodness that guy was freaking horrible. He played well down the stretch last year when the Mets were out of the race. Deserved to get turned a contract, but couldn't follow it up. He's back in the minor leagues. So he'll start in right field, I'm sure, for now. And then when Marte comes back, we'll see what they do from there. Of course, Teron Taylor is also still on the roster, but Winker's a good player. He's had some some comical beats with Mets fans over the years. It was all funny games, honestly. He even said last year after the game, saying he compliments them, saying it's one of the best fans in the world. So they're very passionate. He has respect for them. He would toy with them, and some Mets fans thought it was funny. Something I don't think that'll be a problem. Unless he boos the fans like Javier Baez did 2 years ago, I don't think, or 3 years ago, I don't think there'll be an issue. But he's a very good player, and he's always had respect for the fans. He's having a good season, and he's a nice bat for the Mets to pick up. And the Red Sox make a move. They get Danny Jansen from the Toronto Blue Jays for 3 prospects. Jansen had a pretty good year. He's swung the bat a little bit better than he has in recent years, but still very good. 212, 303 on base, 369, slugging, 6 home runs, 18 RBI, 671 OPS, but he's a really good defender. Boston's catch situation isn't great. Connor Long's been good this year, but Their backup is Reese McGuire, who's been horrible. He's an atrocious hitter, and honestly, he's barely an above-average catcher. Jansen is not much. He's basically just as bad from the plate, maybe a smidge better, but he's a much better defender. Jansen is an upgrade as a backup catcher. You give up Cutter Coffee in the deal. 61 games here, 238, 321 on base, 463 slugging, 14 home runs, 46 RBI, 784 OPS in high A. So he's got a lot of power, but I'm not sure how much what else he's got. Edison Palmeino's another guy you give up. 69 game, 263, 349 on base, 391 slugging, 3 bombs, 35 ribbies, 740 OPS in double A. He's just kind of okay. And then Gilberto Batista and rookie ball in 8 games, including 5 stars, 3.92 ERA, 20 and 2/3, 23 strikeouts, 13 walks. On Bram, he's flashing potential, but he's still only in rookie ball. I think this is a fine trade for the Red Sox. On paper they're giving up 3 guys for a backup catcher. Is it worth it? But the guys that give weren't anything special. You have one guy who looks like one of those a homer or nothing hitters in Coffee. Paulino, it's like an average hitter at best so far. I mean, he's already in Double A, and then a young pitcher in Batista, who's probably 3 years from the major leagues. Austin is trying to win now, at least to an extent. You never know what John Henry running that team, what they're going to do, but they're trying to make it playoffs now and possibly compete for World Series and down the line in a year or two. So overall, I think that makes them a better baseball team. And when you look at the profits they get out, they'll give up 3 of them. None of them are all that great. So and 3 guys for Jansen for Toronto. I'm sure had with that. I think it's a fair trade. New York Yankees made a move that caught some headlines. They pick up Jazz Chisholm from the Miami Marlins for 3 prospects. So I actually had a TikTok about this, explain what I thought about it. So Jazz's numbers went up a little bit since I wrote all this down, but heading into the trade, we're saying 249, 323 on base, 407 slugging, 13 home runs, 50 RBI, 730 OPS. If you go the other way, you give up Augustin Ramirez as a catcher this year, hitting in 87 games, hitting 269, 58 on base, 505 slugging, 20 homers, 69 RBIs, 862 OPS between AA and AAA. Jared Sarna, 88 games, hitting 253, 341, 444 slugging, 13 home runs, 58 RBIs, 785 OPS in high A, as well as Abraham Ramirez in rookie balls, hitting 348, 447 on base, 513 slugging, 2 homers, 24 RBIs, 960 OPS. So he's flashed a lot of potential to be able to get back the ball hitter. I don't love this move on for the Yankees. Look, I have no reason to play, first of all. He's played mostly outfield these last 2 years. The Yankees don't have a spot for him in the outfield with Verdugo, Judge, and Soto. All out there, of course. Judge and Soto have been amazing. Verdugo's kind of been but he's playing a little better lately. But either way, you're not probably going to bench Verdugo, I don't think. You don't have much else. You could play him at second over Gleyber Torres, who's not had a good year. Maybe at third. LeMay's been awful as well. Cabrera's just been kind of an Also, Josh Wilson is so overrated. And we saw how Flash was like, oh, let's make him the cover of the video game. And it did not work in any means. He's a 250 career hitter, hitting 249 on the season. He can hit leadoff. Yankees have a giant void in the leadoff spot. So he can hit leadoff, but he hit 5th in his first game. Don't know why that happened, but he hit 5th. Is he an upgrade over Gleyber Torres or the combination of Digital May and Oswaldo at third base? Yeah. Also, I don't know what Aaron's doing over there. Apparently, he's gonna choose him every day at second and then move Gleyber to third. I don't know how it's gonna help. Torres was abysmal at short. Move him to second. He's been just as bad. They're gonna move him to third. I guess it's worth a try. I'd probably start him at third. Gleyber's been a little bit better offensively. I'd probably just start him at third and then just live with Gleyber over there or try and get somebody else or something. But I don't know how much it helps him. Also, I know it fills the need of, it gives him a legit leadoff hitter. And yes, it's an upgrade of what they have, but you can't get much worse. Also, he's very just flashy. Just the way he plays the game, I don't know if that fits in the Bronx. That seems like a really weird fit to me, personality-wise. Player-wise, he probably fits what they need. Personality-wise, I think that's a wonky fit in their clubhouse. So I think it's an okay trade. I also think they overpaid. They gave up. You look at the guys they gave up. You give up a young catcher in Ramirez, who looks like a really good offensive catcher. Good chance we could see him at some point this year for the Marlins. That being said, Austin Wells is playing really well. Right now, he appears to be their catcher of the future. Cerno's overall been pretty good. And Ramirez off to a great start in his minor league career. So I thought it was an okay trade. Bank plays got 2 years of control. I didn't think it was as bad as some others. I didn't think it was as great as some others. I was kind of in the middle on that one. Philadelphia Phillies get Carlos Estevez. That's the move I was going to talk about. Estevez was the closer for the Angels. Had a great year. 34 games here, 2.38 ERA, 34 innings, 32 strikeouts, 5 walks, only 5 walks, and 20 saves. He's had a great year out of the ninth inning for the Angels. Now he goes for contender the Phillies. Phenomenal move. Phillies did a really good job at this deadline. Obviously, you upgrade it on your bench with Austin Hayes, you Dominguez and Pache. And then now you pick up a closer, Estevez. You need an upgrade in the ninth inning over Jose Alvarado. Alvarado's got great stuff. I think is a solid middle reliever, maybe a 7th, 8th inning guy, but has never been the best closer in the world. Estevez is definitely an upgrade. The Phillies got a great team this year. They're really good offensively. They got a really good rotation. Bullpen's the one place that needs some help, and they get it from the Phillies. I go for it this year. You've had 2 deep runs from the wild card spot the last 2 years, looking like they're closing in on the National League East title this year. Yeah, but in sports, your windows are only so open for so long. When you have a chance to win, I say go for it. That's what the Phillies are doing. Phillies overall get a very good return back. They get 2 very good prospects from the Phillies. One is George Clayson, who has been untouchable in 9 starts in A-ball this year. 0.95 ERA, 57 strikeouts against 12 walks. And between high and double-A, Samuel Alvagari, 13 starts, 3.57 ERA, 68 innings, 95 strikeouts against 28 walks. It's 95 Ks, 28 walks. So, really good return for the Angels, but I think it was worth it for the Phillies. Their rotation's really good. Aaron Nolan's resigned for 7 years. Zach Wheeler just signed a long-term extension. He'll probably retire off Philly. Christopher Sanchez is still really young. Rick Suarez still got a couple years of arbitration, I believe. You don't really need a whole lot of starting pitching depth in your farm system. Is worth it for a really good closer who could help them get a World Series this year. So that was a really good trade for the Phillies, and then good return for Los Angeles Angels. The Chicago Cubs shocked me in a lot of the baseball world, picking up Isaac Perez from the Rays. They sent up Christopher Morel and 2 prospects. So Perez has had a good year this year, hitting 247, 355 on base, 438 slugging, 16 home runs, 55 RBIs, 793 OPS. He's a third baseman, but he can also play all over the infield as well. He's a good player. Morel's a weird player. He's not had a good year this year. This year in 361 at-bats, hitting just 199, but does have 18 home runs, 51 RBI, 302 on base, 374 slugging, 674 OPS. Had a great year last year. Last year was a rookie 2 years ago, 113 games, hit 235, a 7.1 OPS, 16 home runs, 47 RBIs. Had a good year last year, 107 games, hit 247, a 508 slugging, 8.1 OPS, 26 home runs, 70 RBIs. Has been bad this year, but look, guy's got a lot of power. He's still only 25 years old. I think he has a chance to be a really good player in this league. Obviously, the strikeouts are a lot. He had 137 punch-outs in 379 at-bats in 2022 last year. 388 at-bats, had 133 strikeouts. He got 103 and 361 at-bats. 361 at-bats here, so a little bit better. I think he's got a chance to be a really, really good player. He hit for a little bit of a higher average. He'll ever be an on-base guy, but he's, and this is a guy that's he's got a chance right now to hit what? 25 home runs this year. You could have 25 and 60 plus. Going to be 26 next year. Is what, 3 or 4 years of control. Then you give up Ty Johnson, high ball, 18 starts, 3.54 ERA, 61 innings, 81 strikeouts against 22 walks. So he's also a very good start in his minor league career. Then you throw in some other relief pitcher as well. And the Cubs are overpaid. Perez is a good player. Also, the Cubs are six games out of the wild card, and like 9 out of the division. Why are you buying? I would have flipped Cody Bellinger. I would have flipped Talkman. I would have listened on Jameson Taillon, which I hear they are still doing. Currently, they picked up Nate Pearson for some bullpen depth. I'm not really sure why they need to make a big move like this. I don't even know if we're gonna get them into the play. Even if it does, not sure how far they'll go. So, it was a weird move by the Cubs. I think that's a great return for the Rays. Getting Christopher Morel back is phenomenal. So, a little of a questionable move there by the Cubs, in my opinion. Home stretch here. Rays make another move to him. Jason Adam, reliever to the Padres for 3 prospects. Adams had a really good year. He's always been a really good reliever. 47 games, 2.49 ERA, 47 innings pitched, 50 strikeouts against 16 walks, including 4 saves. He's a really good late inning reliever. Going the other way are 3 guys. Dylan Lesko struggled this year in high A ball, 16 starts, 6.59 ERA, 69 2/3, 79 strikeouts, 52 walks in 69 2/3. Holy moly! Wow. Homer Bush Jr. also in the deal. He's also in high A ball. 272, 362 on base, 347 slugging, 4 home runs, 16 RBI, 79 OPS. And JD Gonzalez in 400 games, hitting just 205, 322 on base, 230 slugging, 31 RBIs, no home runs, 551 OPS. So this is a really good move by the Padres. You have 3 prospects, none of them are particularly ain't that appetizing. They are still young, and there's still some potential for all of them to improve. Really good move by them to boost their bullpen. Sure. Texas, we're going to pick up Carson Kelly, the Detroit Tigers in the minor move. He's gives some catching. Always here at 242, 327 on base, 393 slugging, 7 homers, 29 RBI, 684 OPS. He's not great offensively, but he's very good defensively. Jonah Heim has fallen off a lot this year. Only has like a 680 or 640 OPS this year, and their backup Andrew Kisner's been brutal. So he'll probably back up Jonah Heim. He's definitely an upgrade. You get up Tyler Owens in the deal this year and 26 games out of the bullpen for AA. 2.8 ERA, 25 in the third, 25 strikeouts and 9 walks with 8 saves. So he could be a closer, maybe the closer of the future for the Tigers. And then Liam Hicks, here 80 games here, 260, 364 on base, 353 slugging, 4 homers, 33 RBI, 717 OPS in AA. He's been okay. I'm surprised Texas bought. I thought they might sell. No, I'm not. But you give up a very good reliever prospect, and then you have another solid, okay-ish hitter. So overall, fair trade. But then they sold. They send Michael Lorenzen to the Kansas City Royals for a prospect. It was a little weird. Lorenzen this year, 18 starts, 3.81 ERA, 101 2/3, 75 strikeouts against 48 walks. Runs a guy, he came up with the Riders as a start and moved into the bullpen for a while. He was a guy who used to be a really good hitter when pitchers used to hit. And he got put back in the rotation last year with between the Phillies and the Angels, and overall was pretty solid and had a good year this year for Texas. Texas is weird. They have not had a great year. I've had a lot of injuries. You lost a lot in the offseason coming off the World Series. But because the American League West hasn't been that good, there are only 4.5 games out of the division and like 6.5 out of the wild card. So they're still in the race. Lorenzen to the Royals. I think that's a good move for the Royals, making low-risk high. You get a solid start for not much. You give up Walter Pennington, left-handed pitcher. He's pitching 1 game for them this year, pitching very well in AAA. He was 37 games and 2 starts, 2.26 ERA, 59 2/3 innings, including 2 saves, whip under 1, almost 12 strikeouts per 9. 3 walks per 9 is a little bit high, but he's got potential to be a very good pitcher in this league. Out of the bullpen, and he has started a little bit in the past. So let's pick up a solid starter in Michael Lorenzen. All right, that's all I got for you guys today. Next time, so long. Have a great day.